How's it going? I happen to really like this guy. He's a YouTube creator, but he's actually a rancher. And he teaches people how to handle horses and how to look after their horses. He's like a proper cowboy. And I'm always watching his videos. The way he speaks, everything is extremely calming, reassuring, and also reaffirming. You know, I feel like a lot of the things that he's saying are things that I've been saying to you guys. One of the things that I've been saying to you guys is how incredibly important it is to stay calm, to keep your cool, keep an even keel. That's what I say. Keep an even keel and keep your calm. Don't get hot-headed about things. Don't react. Don't go into situations fired up and angry. Be calm. And that's kind of what this guy is saying.
Evening. Dwayne here, Dry Creek Wrangler School. One of the last weeks of the school, I had a young man and his mom come to the class. They brought their own horses, and they drove down from Michigan. When they watch this, they'll recognize themselves. You guys don't be afraid. There's nothing bad here, okay? They came in, and I think basically the mom wanted to come, but she didn't want to come by herself, so she talked her son into coming with her. Now both of them are experienced, and he's a hand. He's 17 years old. I guess this year he went to the national high school national finals rodeo and placed in that, and he knew what he was doing. He was a good hand. He sat a horse really well. He had good hands. He had a big, beautiful gray mare, big, nice gray mare. That was his roping mare, rodeo mare, and she was a good mare, but she was always up here in her energy level. When we would go out, she would just be really excited, really energetic, moving, trotting, moving around, just not out of control, not dangerous, but just way up here. About Wednesday, I went to him before we went out. He had saddled his horse and he was there. And so I asked him, I said, look, with your permission, what do you think about if we put a snaffle bit in this horse's mouth? Now, for those of you who don't know, a snaffle bit is just a bit, the part in the mouth is just a smooth bit. It's broken, and it just has the rings on the side. There's no shanks, no nothing. Just a simple snaffle bit. And he's a very respectful young man. And I could see in his eyes, he wasn't really convinced that might be what was needed, but he went along with it. He said, sure, we'll give it a try. So we did. Now, he normally rides her with the shank bit that he uses rodeoing. So, and he got on her, and we had space out there, and I'm standing on the ground. And I told him, I said, now listen, this is what I want you to do. As long as you're safe and everybody around you is safe, I don't want you to pull her in. Now, you folks who are not horse people, just stick around, okay? We're going somewhere, all right? I said, I don't want you to pull her in. I don't want you to don't want you to slow her down. I want you just kind of basically guide her so she doesn't run into anything and let her go. And he said, okay. So I'm standing on the ground and said, now I want you to relax. Just relax. Don't push on the stirrups. Relax your feet. Don't squeeze your knees. Just relax. Just kind of bring your energy down. Bring your energy down. Concentrate on yourself, not the mare. Bring it down. And so we went around there, and after a little bit, that mare, her head's up here, and she's trotting around, and after a little bit, she just kind of calmed down, put her head down, and just went to walking around. And he said, man, he said, as long as I've had this horse, she's never been like this. Never been this calm. We went, then we headed out on the trail, went riding, and her head was down. And she's just down. And I told him, I said, son, you're a good hand. And he is. You set a horse very, very well. and you've got nice, quiet hands. The only thing is you ride with rodeo energy, and you need to develop cowboy energy.
This is the bit I love, man. This is the bit I absolutely love. You need to develop cowboy energy, sunshine. And I gotta say it, I feel like I got cowboy energy, but you know, some people might disagree, but now in this stage of my life, at 45 years old, this man here is 10 years older than me, he's 55. And I look up to him like a father or like a much older brother. And I've left a comment on it, on a couple of comments on his videos, and the comments that I leave get hundreds of likes and lots of comments, because people agree with what I'm saying about this man, because he's such a beautiful man. I wish he was my older brother, or better still, I wish my dad was like him.
The thing about a horse is, either their energy is going to affect you, which never works out good, or you affect them with your energy. So you get a horse that's all jacked up, you get on there, instead of heavy hands and mechanical bits and a fight and trying to bring them down and physically bring them to your will, you use your energy and get them to react to it. If you ever get a chance to go out and spending time with working cowboys, and not even cowboying, just around, and I'm talking about real cowboys, I'm not talking about this fake Yellowstone stuff or some of these young TikTok cowboys. I'm talking about real working cowboys. You ever spend time with them, they have their own energy. That energy is just a calm, competent, self-assured, quietly get in there and get the job done. Because if you're working cattle, the best way to work cattle fast is to work cattle slow. You go in there with a high rodeo energy when you're pushing cattle, and you're going to bust the herd and they're going to go all over the place. You go in with a high rodeo energy and get on a horse, and they're going to come up to your energy level. Now that works the other way too. So last week my dad came down to visit. Sorry, Dad, but you're going to be an illustration now. All right, my dad is by no means, he's not green or inexperienced, been riding his whole life, all right? But he hadn't been on a horse in several years. He's 76, and he's in poor health. But he wanted to ride a horse one more time.
I just want to say sincerely, like, I wish your dad all the best, man. And you and your whole family, such a beautiful man.
So he came down, and so I put him on Mouse. Now you guys that are familiar with the channel, you're familiar with Mouse. Mouse is my calmest, most dependable, most well-broke horse. He's the horse that I ride most. He's my personal ride. So I put him on Mouse. And we're going out through there, and Dad's like, it's like he doesn't know where he's going. He doesn't just set a pace. He's not just walking down the trail. I'm just sitting up here. I'm just going to be a passenger. You know, I don't want to get hurt, which I can't fault him for that. But Mouse was not deliberate, because Mouse is used to me riding him, and I ride with cowboy energy. And so he didn't get that cowboy energy, so he didn't know what to do, because he knows to follow his rider. So it works both ways. Now, how does this apply to you? When you have let's use the illustration, a discussion that you need to have with your spouse or your significant other or your boss or a fellow employee at work.
Or a friend.
And you know that discussion is probably going to start out here. If you go into that with rodeo energy, it's a safe bet you're going to have a rodeo. You understand what I'm saying? When you approach life with rodeo energy, it's a pretty safe bet you're going to have a rodeo. But when you approach it with Cowboy Energy. You can de-escalate that down. So whatever your ride is, you can affect that ride, you can affect that outcome by your energy. Some of it, your life is stalled out. You're not going anywhere. You're not doing anything. That's because you need to come from another direction. And you need to come up and you need to approach it with Cowboy Energy. You need to come in with confidence. You need to come in with courage. You need to come in with assurance that you're going to open that gate and you're going to ride in there and you're going to sort stuff out. You're going to sort stuff out. Okay? I think a lot of things in life can be avoided and fixed if we just learn to approach life with Cowboy Energy. All right? So, a little short video today, just a little bit of encouragement. Partagas Black Label, you guys are asking. Look, I'm not, folks have interest in cigars, and so they ask, what do you smoke?
He talks about his cigars. He sits there and smokes cigars. So he talks about his cigars. He smokes a pipe as well. And you know what? It's made me want to get a pipe. I'd love to get a pipe, man, but the local shop doesn't sell them. I'd have to find a tobacconist somewhere, I think. But there we go. He says it's so much better than me. I say keep an even keel. Stay calm, keep an even keel. Approach it with Cowboy Energy. Same way, calm, confident, self-assured. That's pretty much how I approach life. So, I mean, I don't know if I need more proof that I am a very targeted individual, because I'm made of pretty good stuff, and I've been taught well, and I've learned a lot. I'm 45 years old, and the only reason I'm on my ass is because the government wants it that way. That's the only reason. Because the people in charge, the people capable of making and shaking things, they want me on my ass, so I'm on my ass. And, well, it ain't gonna be like this for much longer, man, and they know it. Anyway, much love to you all. Peace.
You're a thought criminal.